we're in the early stages of this rally. Silver, especially, and gold are two of the areas that the marketplace will start to wake up to. So I don't believe we've seen the retail side really take positions. And that's why I say I believe we have a lot of room to go.
Very pleased to welcome to the show Ken Berry, co-founder and chairman of Kootenay Silver. My audience is no stranger to the Kootenay story. We've had Jim McDonald, CEO, on a couple of times. He has been calling for higher prices for silver for a lot of reasons, which we'll revisit today. Jim's been right. We'll get Ken's outlook, and we'll get Ken's evaluation of what the silver mining industry is doing right now and updates on Kootenay Silver. Welcome to the show, Ken.
David, thanks for having me on.
I've had Jim on a couple of times, and fortunately he couldn't be here at the conference, but I'm very honored to be speaking with you today. You're one of the co-founders, and I haven't asked Jim about this, I don't think, on my show. Tell us about the origins of this company.
Well, Kootenay was founded back in 2006, and this was the first time that Jim McDonald and myself got together, and Jim had a number of properties in the Kootenay region of British Columbia, and hence the name Kootenay Silver. We rolled those into a CPC at the time, and since that nearly 20 years time frame, back to 2006, 2005, 2006, the company has raised over, it's close to 160 million now. We've developed 4 key projects, which we're focused on in Mexico currently.
Yeah.
But there's been times when we've had anywhere from 25 to 30 properties being a property generator. We brought in other groups to option these properties. We've had Pan American, Agnico, and various others. So it's been a tremendous amount of work over those years, but we have assets now which are stronger than ever, and I'd love to tell you more about those.
Yeah, for sure. The silver price has had a huge explosion to the upside in the last couple of months. More this year, but more over the last couple of months. It's been lagging gold for quite some time until earlier this summer. What happened to silver? How would you characterize silver's performance in 2025?
Well, I think everyone has been expecting a silver rise. I think we are in the initial innings of what we see as a longer term play here.
Yeah.
We're very happy. It's above $41 currently. It's bringing a lot of attention to silver. Kootenay being one of the largest juniors silver bank in the industry. We have over 325 million ounces silver equivalent in the ground. We have over 200 million ounces of pure silver. So we're getting a lot of attention now. There's companies that have been ahead of us, such as Vizsla and Silvercrest, and we feel that we're undervalued. We think that we're in the position to have a re-rating. And as I say, it's the early innings in a silver move that we see will go much higher.
When you say attention, well, I'll come back to that last statement, but when you say attention, what do you mean? Attention from whom?
Well, I think the investment community is looking for silver plays, looking for juniors. Kootenay has been 20 years in the making. A lot of people think it's an overnight success. It's been 20 years establishing these assets. Most recently, the last 5 years, we've been focused on Columba, and that's a project down in the Chihuahua state. We have a 54 in Mexico. We have a 54 million ounce resource that we published in June. We're currently fully funded for a 50,000 meter program. We have over 19 million in the bank. We have a team on the ground. We're very confident. I've visited the site in the last couple of weeks. We are hitting mineralization in all directions. We've got an average with our resource that was 54 million ounces, average of 280 grams per ton.
Yeah.
So it's a property that shows a lot of potential.
Okay, I'll come back to that in just a minute. Are you getting attention from partners or potential JVs or seniors, producers looking for a buyout?
I would say all of the above. We see ourselves taking this project much further down the field. As I say, it's early stages, 54 million ounces. We're very pleased with that resource, but we see a lot more upside. The project at hand is about a 3 kilometer by 4 kilometer, located in a caldera, and it's barely been touched. We are also drilling to about 350 meters, so we're relatively close to the surface. We see potential at depth. There's a lot more mineralization expected at depth, and that's something that we'll be testing as we move along.
Well, you've been with the company for 20 years. What does the next 5 to 10 years look like for you?
Well, we announced a $12 million financing in June, and it was upsized to $20 million. We had orders for $35 million. There's a lot of interest in Kootenay. I see us in the future being re-rated, and then there will be additional opportunities for financings to expand Columba, which many people think will be taken to production. But we also have La Sagara, and that's in the Parel state. It's over 65 million ounce resource with a tremendous amount of upside as well. That was a property that was acquired through North Air transaction back in 2016. And then we have Promontorio, which was our flagship property initially, with a resource of well over 125 million ounces. And that has a silver, polymetallic, silver, lead, zinc, also has a gold portion to it. It is refractory, but that's another opportunity. So we have actually 4 projects, and La Negra is also a sister project to Promontorio. So we have 4 projects, 2 in Sonora, 2 in the Chihuahua state, and I see a lot of upside on all those projects.
Well, let's just take Columba, for example. What's your end game with that particular project? Are you planning to take it into production? I mean, you have a history of operating mines, so that seems like a logical next step, no?
Well, as you mentioned, we have a history of operating mines. We took a project in Arizona to production from exploration, and that was from 2012 to about 2019, 20. And that was in a tough market at that time. We were able to finance for well over 150 million.
Sure.
So we're not afraid to take this further down the field. We see the next 50,000 meters giving us the opportunity to hit the 100 million ounce threshold in silver. And then we'll test this project at depth. We think that there's additional ounces to be found. So we'll take it as far down the field. We'll take it into production if necessary.
Yeah.
Or as you mentioned, we've got a lot of interest from other majors as well as the investment community.
Let's talk about the M&A environment right now. So earlier this week, Anglo American and Teck Resources merged. I think it was a 65 to 35 ownership split now. It was a no premium deal, though. A lot of the shareholders from the Teck side were pretty disappointed at that. Is that the market environment right now where you got low premiums on bids?
Well, I can only speak to Kootenay, and again, we feel very much undervalued with over 300 million ounces silver equivalent in the ground. We think there's a tremendous upside, but as you've stated, there's many rumors, many companies out there that are looking for M&A, looking to do transactions. So definitely we'll have to entertain the opportunities. Currently, we're focused on Columba and drilling off this next 50,000 meters.
Hypothetically, if someone were to approach you right now with a check, right, what is a premium that you would entertain?
As you say, that's
You're undervalued right now. By how much?
We feel we're undervalued. I mean, I'll let the investment community do the calculation, but with over 325 million ounces in the ground, and we're currently at about an 80 million market cap, there's tremendous upside on the table. So I see us continuing to drill. We'll put updates out on the resource. And as an example, we've drilled about 50,000 meters to establish a 54 million ounce silver resource. You look at Vizsla and you look at Silvercrest, they've drilled in the hundreds of thousands of meters. And I think we're getting a lot more value and we're getting a lot more success on a limited amount of drilling. So this next 50,000 meters, as I said, fully funded, 19 million in treasury. I should mention we have another $7.5 million in warrants, which are in the money currently, and we expect those to come in over the next 3 months. So company is well funded.
Okay, so over $26 million of cash potentially in the next couple months. What are your plans for this reserve?
Well, our goal is 100 million ounces. But I wouldn't put a cap on that. I see us having the opportunity. We're seeing some interesting mineralization and brecciated material at depth, which is different from the vein system that we're currently drilling. We've got over 17 veins that we're onto right now. We're drilling at 100 meter centers. So lots of opportunity to expand this, but I wouldn't put a cap at 100 million ounces. I think we can go well beyond that. As I say, I was down at the property a couple weeks ago.
Right.
We took some investors down. They were very excited with what they saw.
So you're using the latest round of financing and cash primarily for drilling?
It's primarily drilling. We have a team down on site in the Chihuahua area. The property we're completing 3 warehouses on and near the current Columba. That'll be our staging ground. So we've got lots of development. We have about 50 men on site right now working, men and women. So we're certainly active. We've got 2 drill rigs currently, and I'd likely see additional rigs being added.
Silver was at $20 an ounce not too long ago. About in 2023, it was at less than $20 an ounce, doubled in more than just under 2 years. Does your corporate strategy change if, depending on the silver price, let's say it's $20, $18, or $40? Does that matter to you?
Well, I think it always matters because, as an example, our La Cigarra project with 65 million ounces, the resource was calculated at a much lower silver price. So we will be updating those reports, La Cigarra, Promontorio. So that is also going to demonstrate to the marketplace the valuation, re-rating potential.
In terms of raising capital or drilling or exploration, does your strategy or tactic change depending on the macro environment for silver?
No, our strategy has been to drill on Columba, get as active as we can.
Sure.
As I mentioned, we're always gauging the marketplace. We're out as an example at the conference here at Beaver Creek, which we're currently attending. We had over 43 meetings in 3.5 days. So we're constantly getting the message out, interacting with the investment community, gauging where the interest is. As I mentioned, we announced 12 million financing on the last round. Within hours, we were upsized to 20 million. We had orders for 35 million. We cut it off at 20. The rest of the interest is coming into the market. We're seeing the market react as we speak. Today, our market hit $1.70, so the market cap increased substantially, pulled back to about $1.55, I believe. And so definitely, we're always aware of what the market's doing, but the marketplace is interested in ounces being added, and we're going to add to that 325 million ounces.
Based on the conversations you've had with investors and potentially banking analysts, do you or have you heard the sentiment that the silver price today is here to stay, or is this kind of an ephemeral passing of a new rally?
I think the feedback that we're hearing from the investment community is that we're going to see much higher silver prices. We may see a pullback along the way, but we're seeing a new level being established. And there's definitely a feeling that we're in the early stages of this rally. So we're very excited with our ability to add ounces, as I say, to the 325 million. If we're successful at hitting 100 million ounces, we'll be up at, getting close to 375 to 400 million ounces.
If we're comparing now to the last bull cycle of silver and gold, which is 2011, how would you compare the sentiment in the sector now versus the end of 2010 when silver was then trading at $40 before it hit 50? It seems to me, based on what I've heard of stories around 2011, that people are a little bit cautious now compared to 15 years ago.
I think based on this investment show, we're seeing a lot of professionals step into the market. I don't believe we've seen the retail side really take positions. And that's why I say I believe we have a lot of room to go. Macro-wise, we're all experiencing devaluation of currencies. I think we can look back over the last 10 years and say we're not in a better position. There's many people living paycheck to paycheck. They're trying to establish where can they maintain their wealth, where can they enter an area that might preserve that. And I think silver, especially, and gold are two of the areas that the marketplace will start to wake up to. So it's very bullish, but macro-wise in the economy, there could be a lot more disappointment ahead.
What are some of the reasons you've heard for why silver is going higher, even from today's levels?
Well, I think silver has many uses. You know, it's considered a precious metal, but it's also has industrial use, medical use, and electronics. So there's a real demand out there, as well as the preservation of capital and the investing in silver itself. And if you pick your companies wisely, pick companies that have established resources that have been around for the long term. We've been here for 20 years. You asked how we differ from 10 years ago. We were focused on one project 10 years ago, and that was Promontorio, with over 125 million ounces. We're currently, we have 4 projects as our key assets. So this is a completely different company. We've proven that we can be around for the long term. There's not a lot of juniors that have been around 20 years and have assets as strong as Kootenay Silver.
What's different about Mexico compared to Canada or the U.S. as a jurisdiction?
Well, Mexico is well endowed with silver. There's no doubt about it. You've got to focus on areas which are you can get work done. We happen to be in the Chihuahua state. We're about 3 hours north of Chihuahua City. We're on ranching land, Mennonite community. They're very pro-industry. The social aspects are favorable, so we're happy to be located in that area. We have great relationships with our partners in the area.
How would you evaluate the M&A landscape right now overall? Is it, are people getting in on deals, or are they just starting, or do you see this phase passing already? Where are we in this cycle?
I think we're early stage. Again, I believe we're in the early stages on a metals movement, but also on M&A activity as well. And look, our investors are getting in because of the potential to add significant ounces of silver. The M&A opportunities, that'll unfold as time goes on, but we see this as an early stage.
You've taken projects to production before. At what point do you look at a project and you realize that it's ready to go into production? What are some of the key stats that you look at?
Well, you'd want to have that 100 million ounces. That's sort of the minimum threshold that we're shooting for. That's our goal, 100 million ounces. We're continuing to do the environmental studies and all the peripheral work that is necessary to take a project to production. As we get closer, we'll start to draw on our network and our various contacts, such as Hans Schmidt. He's an advisor to the company. He was one of the key individuals with Grade Resources. He took that project, put together the feasibility study for Grade. Agnico came in, and it was one of the best feasibilities. They went right to production. So we draw on individuals like a Hans Schmidt and Jim McDonald, who was a key figure in the Alamos development, had National Gold merged together with Alamos, took the Mulatos project to production, and brought on numerous other projects. We also have a great relationship with Manley Garducci, former COO of Alamos, and so we start to draw on those individuals, prepare a project to go to production, and if we're approached during that process, then fine, we'll of course entertain different opportunities, but our goal is to move this to the stage where it can move into production.
Who are your key shareholders right now?
Key shareholders, Eric Sprott, Condire out of Texas. We have 35% institutional shareholders out of Switzerland and North America. Management holds approximately 3%. So we have a diverse shareholder base. We have over 9,000 shareholders. And they've shown a lot of loyalty, especially to Jim McDonald and his ability to take projects from that early stage into established resources.
Has the shareholder structure of the company changed this year, given how far silver has risen from the beginning of the year?
We're currently at approximately 80 million shares outstanding. So, and the last financing was done at just over $1. And as I say, we're touching. We I think closed at about $1.55 thereabouts, went as high as $1.70 today. But we all believe this is early stages.
Well, are you taking advantage of this higher share price now? I think you're up 50% year to date to do more financing now.
Well, we've got a built-in financing with the warrants that are outstanding. There's $7.5 million worth of warrants that are in the money. So certainly there's interest from those shareholders and to convert. And that's, in a marketplace such as Kootenay, where you've got liquidity, you've got well over, I think we did over 1 million shares in the last couple of days, but it averages about 700,000 shares a day. So with that liquidity, you would expect that those warrants would come in. And again, we're sitting at approximately 19 million in treasury, another 7.5 million. It gives us plenty of room to do the drilling, add ounces. Every ounce that we add adds value for the shareholders.
How long approximately would it take to build La Columba if you were to take it into production?
That's a lot of hypothetical at this time. It's like I say, you've got to go in stages. The project that we built in Arizona, put it in production. By the time we completed the feasibility, and it was a couple of years construction into production. It's all about putting the fundamental building blocks in place, the environmental studies and the social side of building a project like this.
What's the timeline that investors can expect for Columba? There's a resource estimate done recently. What's next? When can we expect a feasibility study, for example?
Well, I think the next stage would be continue to update resources. As I said, we're drilling currently about 3,000 meters a month. It's likely that we'll add some drill rigs to the project. You could see that potentially double. And as we come with more results, you'll see additional resource updates. And then next stage would be a PEA in preparation for a feasibility study.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Ken. And we'll put the link down to Kootenay Silver, so make sure to follow the company for more updates there. Appreciate your time, Ken.
David, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.